situation where you feel like you don't know what you're doing, but somehow you figure it out? Well, my name is Paul Pasulka, IB Masters Learning Center and IBMasters.com, and today we're going to look at Test 6, Section 4, number 15, which could be like that. In fact, a good practice is to visualize yourself not taking the perfect test, but if you visualize yourself taking the test, seeing a problem that's difficult, and being able to figure it out, it's good visualization to do leading up to your SAT. 15 reads, which of the following equations relates y to x for the values in the table above? So one thing you want to notice is that the table above, all it has is coordinates. So in other words, when your x is 1, your y is 11 over 4. So one thing you can do is you can plug 1 in for x into each of the answer choices and eliminate anything that doesn't give you 11 over 4. If I plug 1 into answer choice A, what I get is 5 over 4. That's wrong. If I plug it into answer choice B, I get 6 over 4. That's wrong. If I plug it into answer choice C, now notice what you're going to have to do for C. You need a common denominator. So it's going to be 3/4 times 1, which is just 3/4, plus, if I get that common denominator of 4 here, it's going to be 8/4. And you can see there that that will give you 11 over 4. So we want to keep that one. Common denominator is also needed for answer choice D, which would be 4, and you'd have 14 over 4 times 1, which is just 14 over 4, minus 3 over 4. And you see you get 11 over 4 for that answer as well. What do you do in that situation? Just move right along. Let's go to the second one. Where your x is 2, your y has to be 25 over 4. So if we plug that into this first answer choice C, then what we're going to get is 3 over 4 times 2, which is going to be 6 over 4, plus, remember 2 is 8 over 4. And there we get 14 over 4, not 25 over 4. So we know it's not that. So we know it's going to be answer choice D, but for good measure, we'll plug it in. If we have 7 over 2 times 2, we're going to get 14 over 2, but we need to pump it up. It's going to be 28 over 4, so we get the common denominator minus 3 over 4, and we do in fact get that 25 over 4. Now that's one method you could use to do it, so we can see here that your answer is D. And by the way, what you want to do here is you got to recognize that a lot of times a College Board will give you 2 rows. A lot of times they'll give you 2 columns. When they're giving you 2 rows or 2 columns, typically they are your x and your y, and you can just treat them as coordinates and plug them in. A lot of times students don't recognize that. Second method, which is, notice answer choice A and B are exponential, C and D are linear. One aspect of a linear equation is the slope is constant. And notice, if I just figure out what the slope is, then I'm going to have my answer. But I've got to make sure the slope is consistent as well. So remember, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's say I work with these 2 coordinates. You'd have 25 over 4 minus 11 over 4 over 2 minus 1. 25 over 4 minus 11 over 4 is going to give you 14 over 4 over 1. Anything over 1 is just that thing. So your slope is 14 over 4 or 7 over 2. Now answer choice D looks really good, but before you choose it, you've got to make sure that the slope is consistent. In other words, just find the slope between another 2 points. So now if I do 39 over 4 minus 25 over 4, and then again it's going to be 3 over 3 minus 2, which is just going to give you 1. So really we just have to pay attention to the top here. And we wind up with 14 over 4 over 1, which is again just 14 over 4, which reduced will give you 7 over 2. So we can see the slope is consistent. Your answer is D. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has difficulty. They might not recognize that we've got coordinates here. So if they have difficulty with this type of question, you leave them in the comments. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything.